All right, guys. So today I want to talk about something that almost nobody is talking about, and it's the dark side of AI, right? There's a big, big, big problem. No one's addressing it. We're going to do it here today. Now, if you guys know me, I'm big on AI. I use it constantly, everything. We use it a lot over Investor Plug. We build AI bots for people. We use it to build automations, literally everything you think of. There's a way to use it. It's practical. It has a good use case. We're going to use it. But there's just so much BS or so much fluff. And then literally, I just got off a call the other day with the guy. He reached out to me. He's in a similar mastermind group. He's looking to connect. And so I hopped on a call with him and he showed me his program. His program sounded great. It's going to supposedly it was supposed to just connect buyers and sellers instantly. It's this badass system they spent all this time developing. But when I got on the call with them, we pulled back the hood. I asked a lot of questions because I'm pretty knowledgeable about this stuff. We use it all the time, and I'm pretty good at asking questions. We found out very quickly, or I found out very quickly, that it was BS. It wasn't real. It was just it looked pretty, it looked nice. If you did his exact way he used it, it looked like it worked. But I told him we'll get into more why, how we found out it was fake, but there's a lot of scams you have to look out for. There's always been scams. Scams aren't anything new. They're as old as the age of time. But with AI, it's so much easier for these scammers to look legitimate. It's so much easier for them to not look like someone in India or wherever that's typing up some message that is broken English. We've talked about it. I think everyone's talked about like, wow, old people, everyone's going to be screwed by these scams. Didn't grow up on the internet, but as it gets more and more sophisticated, I think we're all at risk. So I think it's that much more important to do your own due diligence. It's that much more important to really make sure you're checking into it and making sure it's a real solution, whether it's an AI solution or anything, because it's so easy that AI can just whip up websites, right? It's so easy that AI can, you know, make marketing copy and make it sound attractive. It's you got to really do your due diligence, right? You really got to look into things. You have to ask good questions, and if not, you're going to get burned. We see people get burned all the time by fake gurus and fake systems and things that don't do what they say they're going to do, and it's going to get worse and worse. So let's get into it. So hopped on the call, like I said. Guy was in the group, didn't really know him, but decided to hop on a call. Sounded like it could be something cool for Investor Plug, and we're always adding, looking for cool new systems and tools to make it that much better, that much more powerful than every other thing out there. And I'm like, hey, this would be great, right? Um, there's definitely a space for it. We know some companies that do it well. A lot of them charge a lot, some don't do it well. But I got on the call, we do the demo, and I say, hey, let's actually run this live, right? I have an address, it's property. I'm JVing with someone, and yeah, I want to find a buyer for it. Just send it to us. All right, I want to see how this thing finds its buyers. And then right away, first red flag, guy's like, no, no, we can't do that. Yeah, we just get I'll show you how it works on this other one. I'm like, okay. So get into it. That's, right there. My spider senses were tingling. And I'm like, yeah, this seems weird. And the more he went, just the more and more questions we asked. I've been in the industry for a little while now. I've been marketing, building systems, automations a whole longer than that. I've been doing tech stuff longer than that. And so I started asking questions. I was genuinely interested in it. Like, hey, how does this work? Yeah, I'm not going to promote something, or I'm not going to add it to ours, or, I'm not going to let you get in front of our audience, but I think it's a fucking scam, right? Like, I need to know it's legit. And like the more and more questions I asked, like the worse and worse it got. He started backtracking and telling me different stories and all this BS. But if I didn't ask questions, right? If I didn't actually know my stuff and use AI constantly and like know what it can and can't do, I mean, I could have easily fallen for it, right? Like it looked really pretty. The guy was in like a reputable group that I'm in. The guy, like the system looked cool, right? It looked like it did it, but like I couldn't actually, it didn't actually do anything, right? And you pull back the hood, and it's like, it's a real pretty car, right? It's a Lambo, but you open the hood and there's no engine there, right? And that's it, right? But like once we pulled back the hood, it wasn't legit, it wasn't real. And I'm like, okay, dude, you're just trying to fucking scam people. So ended the call quickly. And yeah. But there's so many other people I've heard about, right? That they're launching this new AI system that just does fucking everything for you. And it's just like magic, right? And it's just AI is such a buzzword right now that like it almost sells itself if you put AI on it. And there's just so much information just we're getting bombarded with. Moltbook, that was another great example. If you guys heard the whole Moltbook thing, everybody was posting, big people were posting it, even outside the industry, like big people like people from Shark Tank, whatever, like big people that are like, leaders of tech companies, and they're like, oh no, they built this AI website for AI bots. It's a Facebook for AI book, and they're all talking about they're going to kill us, the world's going to end. News stories were picking it up, but if you actually use AI, it's bullshit, right? Like it's this random thing didn't just all of a sudden make the Terminator. These people were just using AI to do like repetitive tasks, which is it's great for, but they were just selling the fear, they were selling the hype, and they were going on, and they were having these posts that they told them to post about, hey, it's yeah, we're gonna kill all the humans, and then everybody upvote it, and like the bots are upvoting it, so it looks like it looks scary, and that's what sells, right? That's the content that does the best on social media. The one that's, oh no, Chicken Little, the sky's falling, we're all gonna die tomorrow, like freak out, right? And it's worked forever, right? Like it works, right? People click on it, they get scared, they get anxious. I think it's a fucking awful way to do it, but people do it whether it's they think it's real, then they just don't know, they're ignorant, or flip side of it, they're just like, fuck it, I need to, I need to get those likes and those comments or the attention, whatever. And it's you just really be careful. Like OpenClaw is another great one, right? Like OpenClaw, like it sounds like a very powerful thing. They got picked up by OpenAI, but it's super complicated. It's a huge security risk. A bunch of people got kicked off of like Google and like all the ChatGPT. They're kicking them off because right, they just weren't doing it the right way. But it's just huge security risk and all these things, and it's just shiny object syndrome to the max now. No matter like what, there's something new every day, right? Like I'm big into AI. Like I look at the new, like I have different people I follow. I look at like news and see what's coming out. And like I try to look at what the big companies are announcing and what's coming up next. And it's just impossible to stay up on top of it. So like it's just really like just not jumping from thing to thing. I think that's another big mistake people make is just jumping from shiny object to shiny object and just not sticking with anything or not building with it. And like if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right. If you have a tool that's working, if you have a tool that's doing what you need to do, like you don't always need to go find one that's slightly better, right? Just because ChatGPT went from 4 to 4.1 or fucking whatever, 5.2 now. But it's not like, oh shit, like, I gotta change everything. Or, oh, this other one, now I'm gonna switch everything over to here. There's smart ways to do it. There's good ways you can get these systems to work and do things together. You can work through it intelligently. One of the hacks I teach over in the Future Syndicate, which was AI Syndicate, we're just rebranding, about to relaunch that, was, we use ChatGPT forever. We can literally get to spit out like all its memories and things it knows about myself, my business, whatever, and I can get it into another AI tool because there are ones that do better things than other ones, right? But the big thing is just not dropping everything and be like, shit, I got to go figure this out because it's a lot, it's a lot keeping up with all this stuff. And that's really it. So we're in like the AI gold rush era, right? Like I think we all know that it's everywhere you see it. Everyone is just selling AI. It's this big buzzword. Like a lot of stuff. I have a golf club. I have a putter, and it's made with AI, right? I don't know. AI didn't fucking make it, right? But like it's made with AI. So it's like it's literally everything. You see it everywhere. And there's just so much fluff out there, right? Like one of the biggest questions I ask myself is like, what is the practical use case scenario? Like, how can I use this? How's this going to help my business? How's this going to save me time? How's it going to help me make me money? And like, how much time and energy I have to devote to this to like do it, right? Am I going to have to, build this whole crazy thing? It's going to like take me away from the main thing, which is, closing deals, making money, moving the needle forward. Or am I just gonna go sit and like jump from this thing? Like, oh, tomorrow's a new thing, right? And it's just like having a clear plan and having clear goals. That's what you need to have, right? Because if you don't, you're gonna just go jump thing to thing, and you're not gonna get anywhere, right? At the end of the day, years are gonna go by, and you're gonna be in the same fucking spot. So it's really just diving in, right? It's not like I don't think everyone's either bad. It's just easier than ever, right? Like I said before, these scammers have always been here. We talked about in a recent episode, you guys listened to it. I was talking with John Wan. They're talking about like, people are calling them, just like trying to be buyers and sellers, and they're like, they're trying to get, you to send money directly to them, and there's like whatever, right? But it's just, that's a scam pretty easily if you've been doing it for a bit. But here, like, it's a lot of this, it looks really fucking legit, right? Like the guy's website I saw, it looked really nice. I like, if I didn't know, I wouldn't have known, right? It could have easily got burned. So yeah, I think big thing too, like testimonials, like, do have other people use this, other people had success with this, and just like really, like, let's try it and find out, right? Does this actually work? Is this actually real? So we went over the bad shit, right? That's what I think is the dark side of it, right? The way, way dark side is AI comes and kills us all. But the dark side, that's down the road, right? I don't think we're anywhere close to that. But I think the dark side of AI today is watching out for scams, right? Like pulling back the hood and seeing, is this real? Is this legit? Can it actually help me in my business? Can it move the needle forward? Or is just one, a scam, right? Or two, is just another fucking distraction I don't have time for. So that's really the mindset I challenge you to kind of have when you're starting to look at these things, these different tools to see if they're real, see if they're legit, and actually, give it a test run, right? Give it a test drive, see if that Lambo actually has an engine in it, or it's, it it's just a shell with nothing there. So that being said, right, like, there's so many good things with AI that you have to be using it, right? One of the easiest ways to spot those scams and like to know what's legit and what's not is to actually be in it, actually using it. But like we said, using it the right way, right? So what are some of the ways you can use AI and what are some of the best ways, to do it that are actually practical, actually help you save you time and actually help you make you money? So one of the biggest things I think you can do is just like one of the probably the main way I use ChatGPT, which is I think the one most people use, is I like to use it for research, right? I like to use it for finding new things. I just went to my friend Logan Fulmer's event, like literally taking everything I learned, my notes, I can feed it into there. I also like Notebook LM for doing things like that. But like literally just like putting all your notes, organizing your thoughts, and then like say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Help me make action steps. Because how my brain works, it's all over the place. I love learning new things. I struggle with shiny object syndrome. It's one of the reasons I talk about it so often, is because I struggle with it. I think most people do, but if you can like use it to help you organize your thoughts, organize your ideas, and like bounce ideas back and forth with it, and be like, hey, my goal. Is this going to help me get closer to it or not? So that's a great way you can use it. You can use it for writing copy. You can use it for, making, a blast to send to buyers. You can use it to find out more about different markets, right? You can use it for writing emails, writing text, helping you do more tech stuff, right? Like, a couple of years ago, I didn't know how to code. If I had to like build something, I'd have to hire someone. Like we use it now to like vibe code cool new shit, right? I have a bunch of different use cases I use it for because we do it, an investor plug for ourselves and for our clients. But like you can do so much more, like so much easier, so much quicker, and so much cheaper. If you just start to think of like how can you do it? One, again, how can I use AI to make more money? How can I use it to save more time? Like, and is this practical? Are other people actually doing this now? Is it easy to do it? Right. And if you ask yourself those questions, it's a nice, quick little fail safe to see, hey, should I do this? Should I devote time and do it or not? And like once you have those parameters, it's like flipper looking at a house, right? Does this meet the 70% rule? Is this in the market I want to be in? What are the average days on market? Right? They have these questions they ask themselves so they can quickly identify all the deals they're looking through. So I think 100% make sure, one, you're not running away from AI because, we know there's a dark side of it. A lot of people are scared of it. You need to be using it. It's not going anywhere. It's going to get better and better. It's going to get more powerful, but you need to use it the right way. And you got to make sure you don't have blinders on and you're just jumping from thing to thing. So that's it. That's about all I had for today. I wanted to go over that and share it with you because like I keep seeing fucking things like this where it looks cool, sounds great. If it was real, it'd be legit, but sometimes it's just not. And that's pretty much it. So, guys, get some big announcements coming soon. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're listening. And if you haven't yet, please leave us a review for the show. We have a lot of content that we've mapped out that we're going to be really getting after it, making more stuff. So I'm excited to make more content, excited to do more stuff with you guys. Boiler Room's coming back soon. We're working on our next event, a whole bunch of other things in the works. So, guys, appreciate you listening each and every week, and we'll talk soon.